What's up, guys? Welcome back. On this episode of Magic in the Basement, we're going to be looking at a deck I play. Someone suggested why not talk about a deck I like to play, and this is one of them. My local game store doesn't do standard because we don't actually have enough people for Friday Night Magic, so we do a lot of limited booster pack, booster drafts, pre-releases, that sort of thing. But another thing that's really big at my local game store is Commander. Now, Commander is a format where you have a commander, like a general, and he's like watches over. He's kind of like you're playing him. You're the caster, the vampire in this case, and you have 99 cards. Now, unlike other formats, this format you can only have one of each card in your deck, other than basic land. That's always the exception. Basic lands. And so you have your commander and 99 other cards. Now, this is a vampire deck. So I just want to show you some of the cards in my vampire deck. Alright, we got the Blood Baron. We've got a Bishop of Rebirth. Now this one is the alternate art for the buy a box. It's foil. I like that one. Put it in there. We got a Legion Lieutenant. Now another thing with Commander is it can be from any set. It doesn't have to be certain sets. It could be new sets, old sets, whatever. They can be in here. There are some banned cards, but that's not there's not very many banned cards or restrictions in Commander. I mean, if you're getting into it, you can always look on the website and see what the banned cards are. As you can see, these are all vampire creatures. Now, this is a board wipe, they call them. It's for if I get into trouble and there's lots of other creatures on the field that are bigger than mine and scary, you can play this and kill every creature. Even my own, but it's kind of like a reset. Some basic lands like we talked about. These are some of the non-basic lands. Have the abilities like this one produces white or red mana, but it comes into play tap unless you have 2 or fewer lands. I remember playing this in standard back in the day. I used to run red-black vampires. Loved them. This actually recently added to my deck. I got it on Amazon for like $5, but it's pretty cool because I didn't really open a lot of Rivals packs, but I definitely wanted this one in my vampire deck. Falcon Wrath Gorger. Now this is what you would call like a tribal deck because it's a tribe. They all kind of work together. Has that synergy, the vampires working together makes them stronger. There's all sorts of different types of decks. There's like tribal, there's aggro, there's control, combo decks, all sorts of different kind of decks. Swords, land. I don't know if you can see the names of them. There we go. Stormcurve Captain. I like him because he has the ability, like I said, that works with all vampires. So whenever a vampire I control deals damage to a player, I put a +1/+1 counter on it. It makes all vampires that deal damage stronger every time they deal damage. It can get out of control pretty quick sometimes. And see, like this bloodlust mechanic down here, like it wasn't in every set, so when it's not a well-known mechanic or ability, they put what it does and how to activate it in parentheses always. Come on, can we get a focus on that, please? Focus. Yeah, you want to. Maybe it's the lighting, but yeah, you can see that it's just bloodlust and what it does in parentheses over there. This is another cool one. I got him in a booster draft. very powerful on limited format. I wonder why it's not focusing. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm actually working on another commander deck, also known as EDH. It's going to be like a controlling type deck, combo control. It's going to be blue, white, green, and black. I got this at the pre-release, and as you see, it's got the foil stamp over here saying the date of the pre-release. Oh, now it wants to focus. I guess I just have to have it right up on there. The Blood Chief. Now you'll notice some of these say legendary creature vampire. That goes along with the legend rule. I'll go over that in a future episode of the How to Play Magic, but just something to keep in mind. I like this guy. He can boost up all your other vampires, giving them all +1/+1, and if you tap 5 untapped vampires, you can steal a creature. You can steal one of their creatures and it becomes a vampire. So not only do you steal one of their guys, you make it stronger because it becomes a vampire and he boosts up vampires. One of my favorite cards. And see how it's not a tap ability on him? You can use it on their turn. So if they're going to attack and you got 5 vampires untapped, you can just steal their creature. Blood artist. He likes to paint in blood. Not sure if it's watercolors. Bajuka Bog. Vampire Nighthawk. I love the art on this. It's one of my favorites. I used to have a full art, but that was long ago. Sad, sad times. But still one of my favorite vampires. Alright. Go to the feast. See, this was a spell that makes token cards. Like I was talking about tokens in my other opening video recently. See, this one, when you play it, it's a sorcery spell. But when you play it, you create 3/1/1 tokens. They're white vampire tokens with lifelink. So even though it's a sorcery, you get creatures out of it. This is a cool spell because you get to choose what it does. So it's got a lot of utility to it. You can exile all artifacts, all creatures, all enchantments, or all planeswalkers. So it's one of those, you can pick what you need when you need it, if you have it in your hand. Full Art Swamp. This is a legendary enchantment that flips over. We'll go over flip over cards in a future episode of How To. Now this is an artifact. We haven't gone over those yet, but it's kind of like an artifact is sort of like what it sounds like. An artifact, it stays in play and it gives you the abilities all the time. So we'll go over those more in detail in another episode of How To. Skull Clamp, very good card, and it's only an uncommon. Going back to the rarity video, even though it's uncommon, it's still very powerful. Bust up some artifacts or enchantments. Got the Sanguine Blood. What vampire deck wouldn't be complete without the sanguine bond, you know. Gotta get that blood going. Well of Dreams. Blind Obedience. Bow down. As you see in this deck, I tried to make all my lands full art. All my basic lands, at least. What non-basic lands don't come in full art. Well, not usually. There are rare occasions. Phyrexian Arena. Now this card is good because it lets you draw more cards at the cost of 1 life per turn. Which, you know, sounds like a downside, but in this deck I have a lot of lifelink gaining life, so it's pretty good for me. Command Tower. Let's go in every commander deck because it's that good. Good tributes. Almost there. Thanks for watching, guys. Bearing with me. Hope you're enjoying it. You know, just want to say what kind of deck I like to play. I like the themes. You know what I mean? This is a fun theme deck. Trying to go with the vampire theme. Some cards honestly aren't themed, but they're just good, and you gotta use them. But I'm actually in the, like I said, I'm in the works of making a competitive combo deck, which won't be themed at all, but it will be very strong. I just have to wait for the cards to get here in the mail. So, the thing with Commander is another point to put out there. It's a multiplayer game, so you don't have 2 players. You have 4 to 6. I mean, you can play with 2 at a pinch, but it's better with 4 to 6. Now, with that being said, it's always good to talk to your group about what you're playing before you play it. Meaning, like I said, this is kind of a fun deck, casual vampires themed, but so it's good to talk to your group, letting them sort of know the power level of your deck in a way. So you don't go in with a fun theme deck and they're all running really competitive decks. It wouldn't be fun for, you know, you, because they're all running the super competitive decks and you're running a fun deck. So it's good to get an idea of what your group plays. Or say the opposite. Say I'm playing a really competitive deck and everybody else is playing, you know, fun decks. It's not going to be fun for them. And, you know, Commander's all about having fun, good times. But, you know, if you're going to do it like a Commander tournament, definitely want to go competitive. If you're just playing with your friends around the table, having some, you know, pizza or whatever, you know, play whatever, have a good time. Just talk to your group. The best games of Magic are Magic's games that are balanced in power, where everybody has an equal chance of winning. Those are the best games. You might think, yeah, but I want to win. But trust me, when it's like down to the wire and you pull out your awesome combo and you win, it feels so much better. All right, and that's my Commander deck. I also have a Brawl deck. I can go over that in another video if you guys like, and explain what Brawl is. I'm working on a Standard deck. Again, I can explain what Standard is. Don't have all the cards for it yet. It's going to be elves. I like the elves, like the tribal. But yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a comment. Tell me what kind of Commander deck you play, or what kind of Commander deck you want to play, you know, because some of them take time to build. The thing with this, it's not, I mean, it's playable, but there's always room for upgrades. So as your collection grows, your deck can become better. It's always something to work on. So yeah, just tell me what kind of Commander deck you play. If you play Commander, if you're not interested, you know, just let me know what's going on. And you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.